Hi and welcome to another episode of Baranov TV, designed to demystify the world of accounts and tax and to help your business grow. Now, around accountancy, there's an awful lot of jargon. There's a lot of abbreviations and a lot of initials and all of those sorts of things. So what I thought I'd do this episode is explain to you some abbreviations that we've actually been explaining to a client this week. And that is EBIT and EBITDA. Now, EBIT is earnings before interest and tax, and EBITDA is earnings before interest and tax, depreciation and amortization. Now, essentially what those two numbers are doing is they are stripping out some of the variables within a business in terms of the costs that enable potential investors, potential purchasers to compare different businesses. So it's stripping out a lot of the variables to get back to the basic numbers within a business to be able to compare business to business and see how they compare and how they stack up against each other, essentially. So EBIT, earnings before interest and tax, that shows the cash that's being generated from the operations of a business. It takes out the cost of any finance and any tax costs. So by that I mean corporation tax, yes, but also some things like withholding tax if there's other countries involved. EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization, is essentially saying, well, let's take out the finance and structural costs of holding assets and things like goodwill. Now, depreciation and amortization in themselves, amortization in particular, tends to be another piece of jargon that people don't necessarily understand. And amortization at its most basic is depreciation for an intangible asset. So for example, it's writing down or discarding the cost or the value of an intangible asset. So goodwill may be said only to be valid for a period of time. It could be 6 months, it could be 12 months, it could be 5 years, but you need to actually write down that value. So essentially it's no different to depreciation, it's just the same thing, well, kind of, on a different set of assets. So EBITDA is taking out all of the finance and structural costs of the business. Both figures are stripping out those variable costs so that you can reliably compare a business. They are really good figures to keep an eye on if you're managing the business properly, because the revenue and expenses that EBIT reflects are costs and expenses that actually you can manage more easily than the others. So it's a really good number to find, work out how to find, and then monitor regularly. So if you need a hand with finding it, if you're on Xero or QuickBooks, that's relatively straightforward. Anything else, it's slightly more involved, but get in touch. We can show you how to do that and we can talk you through that process. If you need more of an explanation that I've given in this brief video, then again, please do get in touch. We'd be happy to explain that. We can come at it from lots of different directions and just make sure that you understand it, because they're really good numbers to know. That's it from Baranov TV this week. I'll see you all very soon.